Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. You need an orthopedic, go to Brock. You need a roof called Parish. How about all the rain the last 2 days? Oh, my God. You had rain, you had issues with your roof. Give us a shout. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Semaglutide, tirzepatide, the weekly injections for weight loss. No contracts, lowest prices. Go this way. Do the whole thing over telemed, and they'll ship your medicine anywhere in the country. And, of course, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Drew's up. Bless you. Did you sneeze? Yeah. You just sat on the arm of your chair. There you go. Straighten up. There we go. Good job. All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy football Saturday, week 10. How about it? Say it every year. Goes by too fast. We're in the final month of the regular season of the college football season. Super bummer. Enjoy it while it's here, y'all. Open date to watch a whole bunch of football. And then after this, you got 4 more LSU football games. So the double bye this year definitely did kind of extend. Feels like in a way it's extended the season for us, which is cool. But when you have the week 0 and then the 2 open dates, you effectively got 12, 13, 14, 15 weeks. And then the championship weekend makes 16 weeks of football. This is week 10. So enjoy it, man. Enjoy it while it's there. All right. We'll say some good mornings here. A lot of good games on the docket for the day, starting off with Ohio State, Penn State. For the SEC, Florida, Georgia, which I don't know what we're really expecting there. The big one tonight with South Carolina and Texas A&M. Both Lee Sterling and Phil Steele picked Texas A&M with the outright upset. Y'all know I'm a big believer in not just who you play, but when and where you play them. Say it all the time. And I think this is one of those games where the spot so heavily favors South Carolina. South Carolina coming off a bye. They're at home, night game, all that stuff, all the emotion therein. And then Texas A&M emotional win last week. Now they got to go on the road. This is not that dissimilar, honestly, from when LSU went to Arkansas. Think about it. LSU had the emotional win at home against Ole Miss. Then they had to go on the road to Arkansas. Arkansas was coming off a bye. They were feeling really good the last time out. Remember, they had upset Tennessee. Well, South Carolina here the last time out. They put a really big hurting on Oklahoma in Norman. So interesting. Now, LSU went up to Arkansas and handled the Hogs handily. So handled them handily. Took care of the Hogs handily. So we'll see. Here's a big spot for A&M now. You've got some expectation now, ranked in the top 10. You beat LSU. People are projecting you in the playoff. Now you got to go on the road to face a team coming off a bye, night game, tough place to play. We'll see how it goes. So, all right. We'll say some good mornings here. Please smash the like button if you're on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post, all that stuff. All of our sponsors linked in the description on YouTube and tagged on Facebook. And I got the Parish link pinned in the chat. So if you had any damage with your roof, leaks, think you might have, give us a shout. Parishbuilt.com. Cortland, good morning. Barry, good morning. Thomas, good morning. Hey, Dane, good morning. Jacob, morning, Matt, from not Gate City, Virginia, but Salem, Virginia instead. Okay. Hey, Brian Penn, good morning from Columbia, Louisiana. Just walked in the door. There you go, man. Welcome home. Hope you get some rest. Enjoy the day, man. Kick up your feet, watch some football. Tiger Diver, who we betting today? All right, Tiger Diver, here are your weekly plays. We are looking at Penn State +3, Arkansas +7.5, the Air Force Army under 40.5, Vandy +8, Florida +14.5. Go this way. Iowa State -13.5. Indiana, go this way, -8. Kansas State, Houston under 45.5. South Carolina +3. Clemson -10. Tennessee -17.5. And then your money line parlay is Miami, Oregon, Kansas State, and SMU. Those are Phil Steele's picks from AFR. He's been great this year. Thomas, good morning. Gregory Gordy, Sankey is a joke. I actually fundamentally disagree with that, Gregory. I think Greg Sankey has done a phenomenal job. He's the most powerful man in college football. He, I think, had a rocky start to his tenure with the LSU Florida Hurricane Matthew thing in 2016. But I think he has very quickly earned and gained the respect of the league and of all of college football. I mean, he has continued to advance the league. He is the one who expanded it, bringing in Texas and Oklahoma. He is the one who negotiated the new 10-year, $3 billion deal with ABC and ESPN. I fundamentally disagree with you. I think Greg Sankey actually has been outstanding. Rain was badly needed. You're right about that, Dane. Thomas, Foggy, all right. Lance, good morning. Ryan, morning, Matt. Yay. Morning, Matt. This is way off track of anything and silly, but can LSU please, if they're going to have their backplate showing outside of their jersey, get a tiger design on them everyone else does? Okay. Cortland, does this count as the start of back-to-back road games for Georgia? Neutral site, I don't think so. But Georgia's got a tough stretch, no doubt about it. Florida, they got to play Ole Miss, they got to play Tennessee, they got a tough November. If Georgia makes it 11-1, they will have earned it. I think they will, by the way. Hey, Aaron, good morning. Go Tigers, yes, sir. Bilbo, good morning. Ask Matt, how do you fill the void of no whiskey and wine tonight? Somehow, I think I'll make it. You know what? I like doing the show. The part about it that sucks is it's not really fun during the game. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm watching the game with a notebook and a notepad, a pen, and I'm not having beers or mezcal like T-Bob would, or whiskey. I'm not complaining though. Not complaining. So this will be great actually, because I'll just get to like sit on my couch, have a few whiskeys, and watch South Carolina, Texas A&M tonight. Excited about it too. Avid, what's up, Christian? Good morning, man. Need to send all my home inspection construction defects to Parish. Message me who to send it to. Awesome, dude. Would love that, man. Thank you so much. Would love to do business. Christian, of course, with Avid Inspection Specialists. Great sponsor of Scone and Tea. So if you need a home inspection or commercial building inspection, call Christian over at Avid. And I will. I'll put you in touch. Let's message off here. I'll put you in touch. Aaron, Bilbo, asked Matt, pulling for A&M to win at South Carolina. Hopefully we win out and get a rematch in the SEC championship game. I am not pulling for A&M. So here's why. This is why I'm pulling for A&M to lose. I want see the scenario you laid out there would be interesting, right? If LSU and A&M got a rematch. But I don't know that I can bank on that. And so what I would like to see mostly is everyone ahead of LSU lose. Clear the path. Like LSU's got to win out no matter what. And yes, I would always love to see LSU go to Atlanta and have a chance to win the SEC. But if a scenario unfolds where, let's say A&M loses today and loses to Texas, and Tennessee loses to Georgia, Ole Miss loses to Georgia, of course LSU wins out, means they would beat Alabama. Well, now all of a sudden you got a Texas Georgia rematch in the SEC championship, both at 7-1 in the league. You know, LSU. Well, no, I guess LSU would be 7-1 as well. Who would win the tiebreaker? at 7-1. I think it would be Georgia LSU, actually. If it was LSU, Georgia, Texas, it would be. Because it would go to strength, because there's no common opponents. It would go to strength of SEC record, and Texas would be last. It would be LSU, Georgia. If LSU, Georgia, Texas all end up 7-1 in the conference, it would be LSU, Georgia in the SEC championship game. Don't know that I love that. Because then if you lose, then you fall to a 3-loss team, they knock you out. Don't love that. Have you ever mistakenly said BJ Penn instead of Greg Penn? I have. I don't know that I've made that mistake. BJ Penn, for those who don't know, is one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. Bilbo, let's see, the Florida fan base is down so bad right now that Jacksonville's a home game for Georgia. You know what's interesting about that game, though? So if you missed it, I was talking to Phil Steele yesterday. So Phil has a metric he calls his average game grade. And if you look at Florida's average game grade over the last 3, I believe, as opposed to Georgia's, like over the last 3 weeks, he said the line in this should be 2. So it was 16.5. It's down to 14.5. So there's a lot of sharp money on Florida in this game with the points. So something worth watching. Tony, good morning. Thomas, you need to take Terry to Whataburger today. Number 2 with cheese, no lettuce, add jalapenos. Thomas, so yesterday there was a question on AFR when we were doing Ask Ryan. Someone asked Terrio, I think that's Whataburger or Sonic, and he picked Sonic, which I agree, by the way. And if you're going burgers, I'm a little indifferent. But if you're going just the whole menu, I love the Supersonic breakfast burrito meal. But anyway, we hadn't. So when Drew was born and we were in Houston, a lot of the nurses swore by the Whataburger spicy ketchup, right? They just loved it. Got to get one. Because at that time, there was no Whataburger in Baton Rouge. So I'd never had Whataburger. But there was one right by the hospital in Houston. And so they're like, you got to eat Whataburger. Anyway, so we went and got Whataburger one day with a spicy ketchup or whatever. And Erica got sick. And so we have never gone, did it one time 10 years ago. And we've never been back to Whataburger. Cortland, new rule for fake injuries. Is that per game with an infraction or is it per infraction? Because if it's per infraction, Kiffin could get suspended for next week to get this rate. Yeah, so if you missed it, Greg Sankey sent a memo to the SEC teams saying, he said, stop faking the injury. Stop the faking injury nonsense and play football. And make sure this got posted. Sorry. I was looking up the quote from Greg Sankey. And in that memo, basically, if coaches are found to be encouraging their players to fake an injury, the coaches will be fined the first time, a second time, and then a third time could result in a suspension. So actually putting some teeth behind it, if you're talking about suspending coaches for this behavior. Spanish. I'm here for it. Now, I don't know, to your question, Cortland, if that was a per offense. Like if you do it multiple times in a game, could you get suspended after one game? Maybe. I don't know. But I think that will actually deter it. I think most coaches are embarrassed by the behavior, but if it wasn't going to be policed and you can gain a competitive advantage, some are doing it. Like clearly Ole Miss is a chief offender. I don't know who else has done it largely, but I think it will stop as a result of this. There's enough when you start talking about suspending coaches, there's enough teeth in it. What up, Chuck? Good morning. Coming live from Nashville. All right, what you doing up in Nashville, man? So to pack up, leave the state. Good morning, LSU 0399. Trivia, good morning. Club, what up, dude? Good to see you, man. Bilbo, did y'all see the video from last night of Tom Herman getting snubbed by the USF coach? I did not. How the not so mighty have fallen even further. I did not see. I saw that game was pretty close, and then USF kind of ran away from him late. And then late last night, like that game was in the fourth quarter and was getting one-sided. So Eric and I turned on Lux Listing Toronto. Y'all know, like I love the luxury real estate shows, namely $1 Million Listing, which is like my guilty pleasure. And so since we've watched literally every episode of every season and every spinoff ever, I keep looking for new shows. And so there's another show on Amazon Prime called Lux Listing. And we watched the Australia one, and now we're on to Toronto. It's my one guilty pleasure. I love looking at giant, expensive mansions. Let's see. You want to see Pitt just of Eli? Yeah, man. Eli Holstein. I like SMU in that game tonight, by the way. I do think SMU beats Pitt. Aaron, it'll be baseball time before we know it. Melody, good morning. David, I wonder how AFR would go if you did a cold plunge in a 5-hour energy right before the show. I mean, I do a 5-hour energy right before the show. The cold plunge I do in the morning. I actually got up and did my cold plunge this morning. And it's funny, like I'm still thawing out. It's like, it's one of the things that why cold plunge works so well. Like you let your body heat itself back up. And so it takes a long time. And so you're constantly burning more energy. I mean, I did my cold plunge 35 minutes ago and I can still feel like chill on my body. Jesse Brown, good morning. I know we play Carolina tomorrow with our secondary being the way it is. Is that going to be an issue? I don't think so, just because Carolina's terrible. I hate to say it that way, but look, I mean, their best receiver is Deontay Johnson. They just traded him this week. Bryce Young is playing again. Dave Canales just won't stretch the field with Bryce Young. They really don't have any weapons. So, no. I mean, and look, I do think Carolina will move the ball and will score, but you got to keep in mind also Carolina's defense allows 34 points a game. They haven't stopped anybody from covering. Go this way. I mean, so I think, well, yes, I think the Carolina will move the ball. I think the other side of it is also true where, I mean, with Olave and Taysom Hill and Kamara and Carr returning and a healthier offensive line, like you're going to destroy that defense. So the Saints will win and they will cover because everybody wins and covers against Carolina. Cliff, let's see. How is fundamentally disagreeing different from just regular disagreeing? I don't know. There could be a disagreement where you can disagree and maybe not be as passionate about the argument. You're willing to hear another side. A fundamental disagreement. If you were a disagreement on the fundamental principle of the argument, then there's no way to ever budge off of a stance, is what I would say. Jeff, good morning. Thomas, wondering about the fake injury penalties will work out. Spurge, whoop. Cortland, I think it'll be funny if Georgia is 11-1, ranked number 2, and does go to Atlanta, so it can't be top 4. I don't know if there's a possibility of that for Georgia. There's a possibility of that for Texas. Because if LSU, if Georgia, LSU, and Texas all end up 11-1, the tiebreaker would go down to record of your conference opponents. And because Texas played a weaker conference schedule this year, LSU and Georgia would go. Now, Tennessee couldn't end up 11-1 and Georgia, because if Tennessee beats Georgia, then Georgia's a 2-loss team. Tennessee would be 1 loss. Kelly Gross, good morning. Gregory Gordy, I'm just grumpy with LSU. With no LSU game, no whiskey and wine. Corlin, Greg Lehman found a calculator and has LSU virtual lock for Atlanta if they go 7-1. Go this way. I guess it would depend who else would be there. If Georgia, so if Texas A&M gets there, Well, here's what would be interesting. So let's say this is why I don't want to do this, because the hypotheticals are so wild with 4 weeks left or 5 weeks left. So let's say A&M loses to Texas and they're 7-1. Texas wins out, they're 7-1. LSU wins out, they're 7-1. Georgia wins out, they're 7-1. Would it be LSU, Texas A&M over Georgia and Texas would be the lowest? It's a blue. Or would it be Texas A&M, Georgia with LSU third? Okay, LSU would have tiebreaker over Georgia and Tennessee in that scenario. So then it would be LSU, Texas A&M. Well, that would be something, wouldn't it? Lowell, good morning. Cortland, I think the Aggies would be the easiest SEC opponent for LSU. I agree. I mean, listen, y'all, this is the thing about A&M. It's so easy to look at the final score last week and go, man, they're really good. They beat you by double digits. I'm going to tell you right now, my feeling, the same feeling I have about that LSU Texas A&M game is what I had about Bama Georgia. And everybody looked at Bama Georgia, and all people focused on, go this way, and all people focused on was the first half. When Georgia threw up on itself and turned it over 3 times, and Bama got up, and they ignored the fact that Georgia, once they caught their breath and stopped throwing up on themselves, held Alabama to 16 rushing yards in the second half and came back from a 28-0 deficit on the road. And people just hand-waved that. I was like, And the next week, Bama loses to Vandy, and they lose to Tennessee, and they should have lost to South Carolina, and they don't look good. Like, if they didn't, but if Georgia does what they always do and protects the football and goes and plays solid defense in the first half, that's a blowout for Georgia. Now they didn't. That's why you play the game and you live with the result. But you can't ignore what transpired. So I'd say the same thing about Texas A&M. LSU was suffocating Texas A&M for 37 minutes of that football game. And A&M made a quarterback switch, and LSU was unprepared for it, and the game completely tilted. Credit to A&M. Their coach made a bold decision to switch quarterbacks. It worked. LSU was unprepared for it, and it cost them. Go into a game week when you prepare for it, how different is that? I mean, A&M didn't do much to stop LSU early in that football game. I mean, LSU had 3 scoring opportunities that they fudged in the kicking game. Garrett Nussmeier decided not to protect the football. Like, that's all LSU's fault. But does that mean if someone plays clean against A&M, they wouldn't beat them by 2 touchdowns? Go this way. All that to say, like, respect to A&M. I mean, they have, I think, dramatically outperformed record-wise their roster. But eventually you get exposed, like LSU's been exposed. Jeremy Sagely, good morning. Y'all, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Gulf South, what's up, man? Why does everyone make a big deal with Brian Kelly having to rebuild the culture after O left? Culture can't matter that much. All Georgia does is win. The culture is getting arrested for traffic violations. The symptom, I would say, is the traffic violations. And I understand you're a bit tongue-in-cheek there, but there is a video. If you there's a video from one of those documentaries, or it might have been like a game day feature or something, where they talk to a bunch of Georgia players that are in the NFL, and they talk all about. I think I've seen this as a side by side with with Saban when he was at Bama as well. Like, you tuck in your shirt, you do the little things perfectly, all that sort of stuff. Go this way, and that's really the point. Is you demand and you expect perfection in everything, like in everything you do, and perfection is the standard. That certainly was not the case at the end under Ed, and things have gotten very lax. So we don't need to make this a convo of what Brian Kelly inherited. But I mean, I remember one of the first things Kelly did when he got the job was, like, every player had these like daily accountability surveys they had to fill out. Like, how many hours did you sleep? Did you eat your food eat this food. Did you go to class? Like, blah, blah, like, I mean, it was basic stuff, but it made them fall in line. Go to swing. And some did and some didn't. Brad, David, good morning. Punish coaches, not players following orders. I agree with that. Tony, morning, Matt. Why does it seem like Nuss is trying to make the cool play instead of playing to win the game? Teams are starting to believe he'll throw the ball to them based on history. You know, I think, Tony, look, first of all, if we're going to praise Nuss when he makes the touchdown pass to Aaron Anderson at the end of regulation against Ole Miss for being, you know, the word I want to use, I'm not going to use on Morning Scone, but for making the gutsy play, then it's harder than in turn criticizing when it doesn't work out. What I would say is I'm not opposed to Garrett Nussmeier taking shots. What I would like to see is make smart plays. The first interception against A&M just was not a smart play. I know T-Bob and I were talking about it on Whiskey and Wine last week, and he pointed out, well, there was a play earlier in the game on a third down where he was rolling right and threw it back to the middle to Kyron Lacey. After Dad's show, we'll get dressed and we'll go for Ride Dad's car to Dad's work. Ride the elevators. Okay. But I think there's a big difference. The one where he's rolling left that got intercepted, there was no chance of that being completed ever. Receiver was covered back across the body toward the middle of the field, elevated toward the middle. The one when he was rolling right, he threw it low into an empty space and allowed Lacey to come back to the ball where only Kyron was going to get it. Like there was no shot of that ball being intercepted. And that's, I think, more what the point is. How do police fake injuries? How can the SC tell if a player realizes a cramp or faking it? Well, what's interesting, Gulf South, is like there are some of those videos, they have cameras on the sideline of the coaches have, and you see the coaches doing this, like get down. Like there have been videos of that. So I think that's what they're talking about. Brian Turner, Tron Francis should be the state player of the year. Edna Carr this year is one of the best teams in state history. Love to hear it, man. Tron Francis, LSU commit. Let's go. Go Tigers should just flag fake injuries 15 yards. But the problem is you don't know. Like the official on the field doesn't know if it's a fake injury. See, like we get to see all the cameras, right? We get to see sitting at home on a couch, 5 camera angles where they show the guy standing there and then he drops. Or the coach on the sideline seeing it down, he drops. Every official on the field has a responsibility of what they're watching. Like the back judge may be looking at the play clock, for example, and then all of a sudden you see a player go down. Like you don't know if a coach, like what happened there, and you can't penalize for an injury, because what if there is an event where a guy legit has a cramp or legit has an injury? So they're not going to penalize in game for that, but you can do it retroactively. Unless if you want to piece it together with like with the review center where they could piece that together and then radio to the officials and say, hey, we got a problem, hit them for a delay game, which I'd be okay with that if you could prove it, but you're walking into dangerous territory when you're talking about injuries. Zachary Moe, Gulf South, it's obvious, especially on replay. But again, that's replay, right? And the officials don't necessarily, like real time, don't have the benefit of that. Tom, good morning from Stark Vegas. All right, Tom, hope you're doing great, man. Wendell Norman, Cortland Jacob, Thomas, Jingle. All right, here we go. Oh, backpack's ready. All right, y'all. Because Thomas asked for it, here you go.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down.
Yes.
Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
All right. Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com. Got Parish pinned in the chat. Let's see, what do we got here? They just announced College Game Day is coming to Baton Rouge next week for LSU, Alabama. So y'all get ready. Get hype. Get ready, get hype. Get ready, get hype. Get ready, get hype. Chris, please let me know as soon as you send it, period. I'll get it posted and send a push notification. All right, y'all are seeing how Chris. Actually, I wish I could share my screen to show y'all this. So I need to get this posted for LouisianaSports.net. I know this is terrible because we're here live, but Hunt is at a remote and I have to get this posted. So they just broke news on game day that game day next week is coming to Baton Rouge. So Marler is writing the story. I am getting the template up on our website. Go this way. So I need to get this ready. So the way that I do is I'll walk you through this. You can't. I wish you could see my screen. I would show you all this. Maybe I could do this. Where can I clamp this here on the mic? Maybe I could clamp this here. What if I do this? All right, here we go. All right, y'all can see what I'm about to do. Okay, good. We could do this. I think this will work. All right, so here's Morning Scone. All right, so here's the can y'all see that still? Here's the I can't see the shot anymore. I think y'all can still see, right? Okay, so here's the bones of the website, College Game Day. I'm going to use this Saban photo. I got to get it to scale. Let's see. So we're going to do this. Delete that. Upload. Give me the Saban shot. Got to get his head in the shot there. Cutting off his hair. There, that works. Boom. Download that. Y'all are seeing how this works for LouisianaSports.net. So now I'm going to make this the featured top story. And upload the file. Say Nick Saban game day. All right, featured top story. Now I'm just waiting on Marler to send me. So you got to change the image source. So this is how you know, like whenever it shows up in it's like on Facebook. So that's what shows up instead of like just the LouisianaSports.net default. You got to change the image there. All right. So I need Marler to send me the stinking story now. Anyway. All right. So I got this template ready to go. Actually, one other thing I need to add in there is we have the Bet US, our affiliate link for Bet US. So I'm going to add this into the post. And this is our affiliate link. So I go copy it. And so what I do is I'll add the affiliate link here to that. Boom. Open link. Boom. So now when you click that, it'll take you to our affiliate link. Let's see if Marler sent it yet. All right. I don't know, man. I could probably just write this quicker than he can. Is this boring? Tell me if this is boring, if y'all actually want to see this or not. I don't know if y'all care. Looking at y'all stuff. I don't know if y'all care about me doing this. Oh, cut the light off. Does that help? I don't know if that helps or matters or go this way. I could probably write this faster than Marler can. Let's see. Baton Rouge next week for the LSU game. Let's see. ESPN College Game Day Origin Baton Rouge next week for the LSU. The crew made the announcement about the network. Made the announcement during Saturday's show in State College, PA. LSU and Alabama are both have an open date this weekend and will meet in a de facto college football playoff elimination game. The Crimson Tide both the Tigers and Crimson Tide are 6-2 on the season. When was the last time? Do y'all know if when was the last time College Game Day was here? College Game Day Baton Rouge history. LSU's hosted 13 times. LSU has won 22 times on game day. How about that? LSU, let's see. Alabama's been on 59 times. LSU's hosted 13 times. 1, 2, 3. That's the fourth most. LSU has hosted College Game Day. LSU has hosted College Game Day 13 times. Oh, wait, no, that was wins, wasn't it? It's hosted 13 times. Wow. It's hosted 13 times. Fifth most wins. How about that? Ohio State, Bama, Oklahoma, Florida, LSU. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's 22-13. Let me reverse that. LSU is 22-13. It's 22-13 when appearing on game day. The Tigers have hosted the show 13 times. The fifth most. Was it fifth most I said? 1, 2, 3, fourth most. Tied with Florida for the fourth most all time. Tied with Florida for fourth most all time. Tigers and Crimson Tide will kick off Saturday night at 6:30 p.m. from Tiger Stadium, period. See feature top. Publish. All right, that's published. Now, I'm sorry if this is boring, y'all. I just have to get this out. I figured y'all may actually like to see this. Maybe not. So I wrote that story real quick. What is my login for One Signal? Oh, I'm logged in. Good. All right, so this is how I send a push notification. So if you don't have push notifications turned on for 104.5 ESPN, you should. So do a new message, new push. LSU, Bama, game day, title, breaking. LSU to host college game day for Alabama game. To host ESPN college game. ESPN college game day. All right, so upload. I'll do the Saban image here for the file. So watch, if you get push notifications, if you don't on the 104.5 app, 104.5 ESPN app, you should. And then I'm going to put now I need to get the link. All right, so there's the story right there. So now I'm going to grab this link as soon as it loads. Boom. Copy. Boom. Launch URL right there. Paste it. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? So, wow. That's what it'll look like on your phone. Look at that's on Droid. That's what it'll look like on iOS. Breaking LSU to host ESPN college game day for Alabama game. Okay, so now it's going to review. Make sure I have everything spelled correctly. Send immediately. And all right, watch how cool this is. So watch. You're going to see. You'll see my notification come. I'm going to hit send. Ready? Send. Here it goes. There it is. There it is.
Go watch me. Go watch me.
Hey, there it is.
Go watch.
Yay.
Go watch me.
Blip, 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 blip.
Go watch me.
Go watch. Bleep, 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 bleep.
Walk,
All right. I don't know if all of you
walk this way.
walk. What?
Go walk this way.
No. Okay. I don't know if that was super boring. If all of you left while I did that, my apologies. But like I said, Hunt is at a radio remote this morning, so I'm the only one who could have done that. And that's one of those where sort of time is of the essence sort of thing. Now I got to get this to Marler so he can post it on all our socials. I went ahead and wrote it real quickly. Okay. Cool. All right. All right, was that good or was that terrible? Lance, thanks for the behind the scenes. There you go. That's how it's done. Jason, Merrick, do you know the new why the yes. So I like that picture way better. Anyway, and this is why Marler is very good at what he does. While I was writing that, he did this. So that's the graphic that's going to be up on all of our socials. Goody. Okay. So that's good teamwork. So we turned that around in, I don't know, less than 10 minutes from the news to graphic story published, push, all that stuff. So anyway. Oh, all right. So Merrick asked about 100.3. So yes. So for those that missed it, Thursday was our last day on 100.3 ESPN New Orleans. Help us spread the word. I know a lot of people are still asking. So I did explain this on air, but I'll keep letting everybody know. So Jerry Gisclair owned that station. And so we partnered with Jerry back in 2016 to put AFR on. He, long story short, was looking to sell the station to get out of the radio business. And he was trying to sell the signal. And that's been something he's been trying to do for a while now. Go this way. And he's had other purchase agreements and deals that fall through, which is there's a lot of complicating factors with selling a radio station. Anyway, this one went through, and a group out of Atlanta bought it, and they flipped the format to a hip hop station. So that's why we're no longer on. We've had a heads up that this was likely. We have been primarily Gordy and me. Gordy and I have been working for probably a month now, maybe more than that. Actually, maybe more than that now, on a new affiliate in New Orleans, and we've got probably 4 different options right now of deals that could be done. So we will. I'm very, very confident we will get one of them across the finish line, and be back on in New Orleans. So be patient with us. In the meantime, let people know they can stream us at 1045ESPN.com, on the 1045 ESPN app, on the 1045 ESPN YouTube. So you can listen on podcast. So there's many different ways you can still get us. But we hope and plan to be back on ASAP. I had 2 typos. So I get for going so fast, not having anybody edit it. Got it. Okay. We're updated. It's ready. I already sent out the push notification. Okay. Hey, good looking out, man. Appreciate that. Go Tigers. Yeah, man. It took a lot of prodding and all this stuff to get Charlie and Jimmy on video, but I don't think they mind being on video. It's just adding another component to the show, another component of setup and all that stuff. But ultimately, there's just too much value in being on video to not be on video. So, yeah, we do have Live at Lunch now on YouTube every day. So we're excited for that. Let's see. Good morning. Do you have any insight why LSU continues to rely on a zone read run scheme without a running quarterback? No, I don't. I wish they would just throw it out of the playbook. If you're not going to run the quarterback, then all you're doing is begging the end just to crash down and kill your running back. I'm sure game day will love. Give him a love game day at LSU. Beast Alter thought that was boring. Okay. Sorry, but I'm actually not sorry at all. Do you have a minimum word count you follow for each story? Does it matter for news like this? No minimum word count. It's one of the things. It's a good question. It's one of the things that's changed so much with the digital era. Is you're no longer beholden to. It wouldn't even be word count; it'd be inches, right? So if you're in a physical publication, it's inch. How many inches do you have in a newspaper, in a magazine? And you can pretty well guesstimate word count based on inches. Um, um, but no, that's the great thing about. I mean, I tell all of our writers, write what you want. If the story can be told in 3 graphs and 100 words, okay. I mean, I don't know what that was, probably 100 words I just wrote. But I mean, it's 4 sentences, 5 sentences, and it tells the whole story. I could go in and add much more color and clarity to it. Cool. So no, I just say tell the story. And if like Ross Jackson, who is our Saints guy, Ross loves to do a lot of like film study and in-depth stuff with like StatHead and a lot of numbers and analytics and next gen and all that stuff. And I'm like, bro, write as long a feature. You want to write a long feature? Write a long feature. Write whatever you want to write, man. It's the internet. That's the great thing. If it's good, people will read it. If not, they won't. So Cortland, some people love getting a look behind the curtain, or are curious about your job. Almost everyone would rather sit through this than you end the show early. Got it. Okay, cool. Appreciate it, man. Why does Louisiana sports go into my spam? I don't know, man. That I would go I would go into your spam folder then and move it to your inbox so it doesn't do that. I don't know why it gets flagged. I used to run the Air Force recruiting page. I'm getting flashbacks. That's funny. Say, I tell you what, the thing about this though is I think I had a feeling that this was going to happen with LSU Bama game day, because not only is I don't know, I guess I could tell this news. Not only is Saban expected to be in Tiger Stadium, but Bill Belichick is expected to be there as well. And I would assume with Nick. I don't know that for certain, but I would assume. All right. Catch up here. Please smash the like button if you would, subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post. Razor, is it fair to say LSU hasn't been able to run the ball well since Brad David came on? Brad Davis, sorry. Brad David's the guy who comments on here. I would say no. They were pretty good at running the ball last year and the year before that as well. This has been a weird one-off. It has changed because obviously you don't have the dimension of Jaden Daniels running. Like the comment was just about why you have zone concepts without a running quarterback. I think that dynamic is missing, no doubt. And I don't know, man. I think when Brian Kelly talks about the issues in the run game this year, how it being sort of layered and nuanced, I agree with him. Hotel? Hosted, yeah. By the way, if you have my text line, you're about to get this as well. Okay. Go Tigers says I listen to iHeartRadio. I wish you would listen on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app. That would be way better. But iHeart, that's fine. If you listen on iHeart, that's great. It's why it's there. But I'd rather you listen on 104.5 ESPN. Go this way. Crazy. Did I misspell elimination? God dog it. Now you'll see what happens whenever I go that quickly. Elimination. That's what happens when it goes so fast. Good looking out. Thank you. God dog it. Left out a period. Misspelled hosted. Elimination. We're good. I think we're good now. Thank you. Good looking out. Thank you. The first people that read that saw like 6 typos. Not great for your boy. All right, anyway. Hey, Abner Neo, good morning. Rocky, you get great eyesight, Matt. I need a monitor to double that. So, LASIK from Dr. Blake Williams at the Williams Science Center. Quintero gets Saban as a guest picker. We could try it. We talked about it yesterday on AFR. Coach P. Jenkins could probably help us with that, but I don't know. Bubba Smith, Heath, good morning. Aaron, go this way. All right, Dad's about done. It's 10:17. We got to get going so we get dressed, go ride elevators, get back for 11 o'clock kickoff. We got to go. Say, come on, Daddy. Come on, Daddy. All right. All right, let's get out of here. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy your football Saturdays. Always shout out to Brock and Parrish. You need North Beach, go to Brock and your roof, call Parrish. Tons of rain, nasty day yesterday. If you had any roof issues, we'd love to help you out with that free, no obligation roofing inspection. Unique Physique and Restored Motions. Unique Physique, semaglutide, tirzepatide, the once-a-week injections for weight loss. Never any contracts, lowest prices, whole thing over telemed, and they can ship your medicine anywhere in the country. So even if you're outside of Baton Rouge, they can still help you out. And of course, if you got pain, book a session with Crystal Poche at Restored Motions. They're all linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. Hey, man, Pete Jenkins talks to Nick Saban still all the time. So if there's anybody that can make it happen, Coach Pete could do it. I just don't know if I want to call in that favor. But it'd be cool. Okay. Y'all have an awesome day. Peace.